Patreon, and welcome to the first ever episode of Geekvolution After Dark. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Eric.
Today we're starting a brand new series just for Patreon. You guys are going to get 2 of these a month, and it's going to be Cap and Eric for an entire hour just shooting the shit. Yes, I said it. The shit. That's the kind of show we're doing.
It's a swearing show.
It is. It's a show where swearing might and almost certainly will happen.
You know what that makes us? Makes us goddamn dangerous.
Goddamn dangerous. Oh, I forgot all about that. Oh, it's just been a while. I've been on. My head's not in Geekvolution. Yes, it makes us goddamn dangerous. We are timing the show. We're going to be talking just for an hour, and this is not going to be review content. We're going to be, because I have promised the regular non-Patreon subscribers that we will never do that kind of thing on Patreon. What we're doing with this show is whatever Eric and I feel like talking about. It's a bona fide talk show, real loose, and just whatever comes to mind kind of thing. But unlike the flies on the walls that we've done in the past, it is more structured in that we have brought some topics with us, so we're that organized.
But we don't know what the other topics are.
That's right. It's he made me topics.
Except for we each know one of the topics on the other one because
we kind of gave
they
them
were
to
topics
each other.
that came up.
Yeah. Well,
discussing the show.
Yeah, one you gave me, and the other one you gave yourself and forgot you had, and then I gave it back to you.
Yes.
It was regifted.
Yes.
Some such anyway. So these are always going to be shot late at night. It is currently, what is it? Almost midnight?
It's midnight.
Okay. Some nights I bet it will even shoot this way later.
Yeah.
But this first one we're shooting at midnight. Eric's had a little bit to drink. I haven't had much to drink, maybe a little bit.
2 whiskey and cokes.
Yeah, we had one that was apparently a double.
Yeah, I had a double.
So right now, friends and neighbors, we're going to put an hour on the clock. And the kinds of topics that will come up on this
3 whiskeys and 2 cokes. 3.
Will not often be the kinds of things that you'll see us normally talk about on Geekvolution. These are sometimes going to be kind of personal things. Sometimes things that might get I don't know, a little bit dicey, a little bit racier than we might sometimes want to discuss on the channel.
A potential title was Geekvolution Unleashed.
It's not early 2000s.
And Unchained.
Unleashed, yeah.
Neither of those were
that
around
movie
the table. It was always after dark.
And this is a thing we've been talking about doing forever. Yeah. I'm excited to finally be doing it, Eric.
Yes.
Eric, I'm so excited.
I too.
I put on my question mark pants just for the occasion.
No, you didn't.
No, I already had these on. I just did a trivia event a couple hours ago.
I ran the computer.
At a bar. He did a great job.
Which, if you know anything about me and computers, is pretty impressive.
Anything goes on this show. For the kinds of topics that can come up, the kinds of things that we'll talk about, and we will get more personal and even, dare I say, could sometimes even get more political.
Absolutely.
Than we ever allow us.
It'll also be a little bit looser and probably a little bit more silly.
Yeah, we're gonna let you in a little bit. So we could say things that might offend someone. That's never intentional. We do want to remain as respectful as we can, but you're not always gonna agree with the random shit we say.
Except with Dan. We don't give a shit what Dan thinks.
We do that on purpose. Dan's a C word. Even here I can't.
Dan Torrey is cunt?
He is, and it's still, I don't know.
See, that's not a censorship thing. He just won't say that word.
I don't know why. I still can't figure it out. Well, we've had this conversation, not on camera.
It's a respect with women thing. It's because of your wife.
Yeah, I don't know how to be married and say that word.
See, and I used to have that. I used to not say that word, and then my ex-wife said cunt all the time, and I
also don't think on camera I could even say the P word.
You wouldn't say pussy?
I don't think I could do that.
See,
either.
I say pussy, but never in the...
See, I even feel weird just listening to you say that word.
Never
I don't know what it is.
in the sexual context, really, I'll use it, like, really jokingly, derogatorily. Like, I never actually call someone a pussy, but, like, if I'm joking around with friends and, like, they're like, sucking in a video game or something, or, I'd be like, pussy.
But, and it's like... It's funny because it's supposed to be like, oh man, look how hardcore Geekvolution's getting. Cat Logan can't even say these words. It's like every time you say that, it's like we're watching Reanimator again. It's like, ugh.
Or I'm trying to get somebody to eat something they don't want to eat, like paper. It's like, do it, pussy.
Did you say that when you and your friends did the challenge with the hot peppers?
Maybe.
You're like, do it.
I may have.
All right, 1 hour on the clock, and we're gonna let Eric choose the first topic. Now, we're going to get through as many topics as we can. We've each written down 5. If we don't get to all of them, we will finish them out with the next one if we still feel like talking about that shit. We can do whatever we want to. It's our show. But anyway, so however much we can get away with in an hour, and also, if we run off on tangents, we're going to run off on tangents. All right, Eric Holden, I'm gonna eat some of these French fries while you do that. Go ahead. Or start the French fry.
Why do you hate Miles Morales?
Why do I hate Miles Morales? Because he's black? No, I like Miles Morales. I'm tired of Bendis taking his sweet time with that book. It's still good. I don't know if it's going anywhere.
See, I think the thing with Bendis that he used to do on Ultimate Spider-Man that he hasn't done with the Miles Ultimate stuff is, and this is part of Bendis' evolution as a creator, he's got, like, he used to be the 6-issue art guy. And then he stopped doing that. He stopped doing it with Miles and X-Men. Like, he no longer does arcs, but he doesn't know how to pace himself when he's not doing that. I actually think Bendis needs the 6 issues. He needs to know I have to have a villain plot or something that happens between issue 1 and 6. He doesn't have anything happen.
Yeah.
It's all character in the wrong way.
And I feel like if he wasn't writing so many things at a time, he wouldn't be doing. He wouldn't be doing so much of that. I think that book is kind of is so meandery because it's one he's got on the back burner. I don't think he's thinking about that book.
Yeah. Well, how many books is he writing right now?
Like 11 billion.
I don't actually think it's as many as you think it is.
Well, yeah,
it's 2 Iron Mans.
But he keeps adding things.
There's 2 Iron Mans, Miles Morales,
right, and
Defenders.
He's about to start Defenders.
Yep.
I'm excited about that book. It looks wonderful.
He just stopped Guardians. Is he doing 4?
At least. And I don't know if he's doing any creator-owned right now, but as far as just Marvel...
He keeps saying Powers is going to come back. And a comic called Brilliant that I was really excited for, and then took like 4 years for the first 6 issues to come out. It's about a bunch of college students who are all like science college students. And one day they're just like, hey, we know science and shit. We can make superpowers happen. And then they start trying to make superpowers. That's all I know about the book. It sounded really interesting. And I think the first trade is finally out. I will eventually... And it's Bagley. It's great on book with Bagley.
Interesting.
But, yeah.
It's hard to imagine Bagley doing anything outside of Marvel.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he has, but I just haven't read it. Looked at it. The art on the page with the drawings.
He did DC for a little bit, right? Did he go exclusive to DC for like 6 months?
What was he drawing?
Don't remember. But I feel like it was a big deal that he left for a little bit.
Well, it would have been.
And then like they didn't put him on anything big, but I might be wrong. I feel like he drew something.
No, the bar that I go to that I'm now affiliated with to some degree because I'm doing this trivia thing for them. It's a video game bar. It's an arcade in a bar.
It's a barcade.
Right, and see, I don't know why that's too cutesy to me. I always write bar/arcade. I just have a real tough time with barcade. I don't know why. But anyway, so I was playing Injustice there a couple weeks ago. And I've told you this story. I'm going to tell you the story again. And there's the first guy that the bartender that I met there, who was the reason I came back because he was really cool and he was really nice to us. He's a black guy, and there's a girl that works there who's black, and we were all playing. And I'm just mentioning their ethnicities because it's important for this story. So I'm playing. I was really excited because the girl is the MC for all the tournaments, and she does the Injustice tournaments, and she's really good at Injustice. And I beat her a couple times, and I got really excited about it. But I was playing a cyborg. And
oh yes, I remember this.
I somehow or other ended up with they were doing story mode, and I ended up with Cyborg because you could like pick somebody in the scene. And I was talking about how I don't really care for Cyborg that much, especially on the Justice League. And she goes, "Why? Is it because he's black?" And I said, "Yes, that's why. That's the reason." And they all thought that was really funny and started cracking up because obviously, no, that's not the reason.
The other day I was hanging out with CJ and we were playing Justice because
I just think it's one of these things is not like the other. And we talked about this with Cyborg before. I don't feel like he's iconic enough to be on the Justice League. That's my only issue.
I don't like that he replaced Martian Manhunter. Like that's the big thing is he replaced someone
and
I don't know.
Always
I don't know if you know
meant
this.
To be on the team, yeah.
But pre-52,
not always was supposed to be on. I'm just saying he fits on that team.
Well, pre-52, he is the only person that is in every iteration of that team.
I didn't know that. Well, and like we're talking as founding members because everybody comes in and out of the Justice. I don't have a problem with Cyborg being in the Justice League. I don't like the idea of him being a founding member. He feels like feels like if the CW shows or if Smallville put together a Justice League team, well, I guess they did. I guess Cyborg was on their Justice League. It
put together a squad or something.
It worked better there. I don't know, but it was more teenagery in the first place, right?
Well, and that's part of the problem with Cyborg is he inherently stops being Cyborg. Cyborg is a teenage character. If you founded Justice League 5 years ago, he's like 22 to 25, depending on how old he was 5 years ago. He's not a teenager anymore. But we still want to write him like that.
So to answer your initial question, the reason I don't like Miles Morales is not because he's black, it's because he's Hispanic. Okay, so that's not true. That was a joke. It's not even remotely true. Anyway, I don't know. Why did you have to put that in there? It was so bad
about it before. I actually had an alternate question.
The show's supposed to be really silly and racy, and I can't even do it. I'm so uncomfortable right now.
Well, it's funny because I put a slash. Do you want to know what the alternate question was if you told me you wouldn't answer that?
Did it have the P word in it?
No. Aren't Superman toys with super planes and super cars kind of smug? That was my alternate question.
Oh. That would not have made me uncomfortable. Smug?
Yeah, because Superman doesn't, I feel like Superman flies around and drives around. It's just like, I don't even need this. I can run faster than this. I don't even need it.
It is. It absolutely is, yeah. Okay, so...
Anyways.
The first thing I want to talk about is how much I love soda. Yeah. And how I can't stop drinking it.
Yeah.
And how I was trying to give it up for at least some degree, and every time I do that, I just end up coming back. I just love it so much.
Yeah.
And it's just really problematic. And I just feel like I could have more self-discipline, but I just don't.
It's too good.
It's just too good.
It's too good.
And
that's the problem is, what are you going to drink instead?
I don't think it's caffeine addiction, but it might be. I mean, I'm almost certainly, at least while I'm drinking soda, a lot addicted to caffeine. The thing is, I don't know if it's that brings me back, or if it's just Mountain Dew tastes so fucking good.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Or at least for me, soda tastes better than any other drink. I drink other things, and I'm not
such a slave to processed food.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did all this research and was trying to get all this inspiration for this novel I'm writing about food. And I'll go ahead and tell the Patreon about the food. This is part of my whole thing. I want to mention the food novel. So my book, if you're interested, is about the premise is, the what if statement is, what if somehow or rather, it's a conceit, everybody in just the United States within the borders of the United States, regardless of whether they're actually a citizen or national or whatever, transforms into anthropomorphized food, or I guess human personified, like fast food or processed food, and they all have like silly cartoon arms and legs, and they're all food people, and I wanted to it's not realistic, but I wanted to get the sense of kind of sort of at least somewhat realistically what that would be like, and it's this real broad spanning big scope piece about what society would be like, even somewhat globally, but it's mostly
directed by Roland Emmerich.
Yeah, what would that be like? And so I did all this research, and I realized that so many things that I thought I understood about food are just wrong. And I didn't realize just how cutthroat and kind of ruthless the food industry is in the information that they try to keep from us about nutrition and how things are made and what we do to animals. And when I wrote on Facebook that I was doing this research, Sid Part 2 goes, "Oh, by the time he's done with this, he's going to be a vegetarian." And Eric will tell you,
we circled that.
I've been circling it. I've been trying to eat better, but it's not just generically eating better. I want to have a full-blown plant-based diet. I realize how much healthier it is. I've seen the numbers now, and from everything I've looked at, if these numbers are to be believed, I watched 8 food documentaries, and they all were in agreement on this. If the numbers are to be believed, we would almost nearly totally eradicate cancer if we just didn't eat meat. It's crazy. Not completely, but you look at the countries that have a much smaller portion of meat to vegetables, and across the board, the cancer rates are just way, way lower. And so it makes me want to eat traditional, like Asian people eat, where it's a lot of vegetables.
I'm so glad you had eat. At the it for a second it sounded like you're talking about eating Asian people, and that
right,
would be
right. I just want to eat well
traditional Asian people.
Because they have so much more vegetables in them. If I ate them, I would, even though they are made of meat, because they're people, I would still probably.
I know your head has been in the cannibalism place.
Yeah, my head has been in a massive cannibalism place, because if everybody is food,
someone's gonna eat
one is. If
everyone's food, then no one is food.
If everyone is food, then chances are somebody's going to get eaten. And one of the most fun things to write in that has been the Frybox Killer, who is a serial killer. There's also mention of another serial killer called the Serial Killer, spelled cereal.
There's a joke,
and I have to give credit to my wife for that, because she was like, well, your Frybox guy, he should only eat cereal, because that's hilarious. And I was like, but I've already written the beginning of that chapter, and I don't really want to. And then I was like, well, I'm gonna put a mention somewhere where there is a serial killer.
There's a gag like that in Neil Gaiman's Sandman. In the second arc, they have a cereal convention, and it's a convention of serial killers, but someone shows up and thinks it's a cereal convention.
That's hilarious. So yeah, I mostly just brought that up to say, like, I keep going back and forth on the soda thing. I know I would be so much healthier without it.
Okay, but here is the thing with soda versus anything else.
Yeah.
Or versus like food and trying to eat healthier.
I know this was a bunch of stuff at once.
There's a difference between like McDonald's and like a real hamburger and things like there are options. You can if you want to keep eating meat but you want to eat better, you could do that. There is no alternative to soda.
No alternative. Yeah.
I mean, there are other drinks, but they're not soda.
There's flavored water stuff that I drink that's really good, that is kind of carbonated or tastes like it's carbonated, and it must be carbonated. And it passes okay. Like, it's not. I don't mean through your body. I mean, like, it
I wasn't even thinking that. That's why that was funny. You had to clarify, and I was like, I wasn't going there.
Someone thought this. Oh, it passes okay, doesn't it, Captain Logan?
My problem with flavored water has always been it leaves me parched.
This stuff doesn't. I haven't tried what I have.
I have not.
The peach one especially is really good. If you like peach,
but
I like the flavor.
But yeah, whenever I drink flavored water, it's always
whenever I go
like,
to it,
leaves me really.
And I can drink a lot of it. And also it's 0 calories, which is really, really nice. So you can drink it all day long. But the thing about it is, and you probably know this about me, living with me, I'm a fish. I drink something all the time. I get that from my dad. And like, you drink more than, I mean, alcohol, but you have liquid more often than some other people I know, but I don't think you even drink as often as I do. Like,
probably not.
I've always got to have something. And anyway, so like
I make 2 sodas last my whole shift.
Sometimes I can get to where like a week or two, I can replace soda with that, okay, but I just always go back to the taste of Mountain Dew.
Yeah, and I think it's a taste. I really think it's the taste. Like maybe there is some addiction to that, but I don't think it's the.
Here's the thing: I'm drinking sweet tea right now, and this has as much caffeine, not quite as much caffeine as Mountain Dew, but it's got a lot of caffeine in it. I could drink this every day for 2 weeks, and I would still be like, "Ooh, I'm craving Mountain Dew."
Yeah.
It's the taste.
Yeah, it's absolutely the taste. I agree.
What's your next thing?
My next thing.
What are we talking about, Eric?
Let me pull up my phone. I don't even remember what my second thing is.
20 minutes in, we've already lost so many patrons.
Can you name
15 minutes in
all the iterations of weekly comic reviews on Geekvolution?
Yeah, and like I knew this was gonna come up, but it's still funny.
This was the one that
Eric
I forgot
pitched
about.
This. I forgot this was coming up. Eric was like, when we do that After Dark thing, I'm gonna make you.
The problem is I didn't research it,
off.
so you could lie to me. You could be like, and then we did the Dove comic reviews where I had doves flying through me. I was like, oh yeah, I kind of maybe remember that.
Yeah, and the challenge there was reviewing comics that only had Dove and not Hawk. That was killer. It was real painful.
Yeah, especially because I think Dove is the one that died of the two. I think Hawk was kicking around without Dove for a while.
I don't know why we made that a thing. I don't know why that was it was a rule in that show, but and you know how for a long time I've talked about trying to figure out what the video would be that we could post that would get 0 views. Even that people watched. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so it begins as Comic Book Late Night.
Yes.
And Comic Book Late Night spins off because we're like
Do we
we're like
count
a sitcom.
do we count the weekly comic reviews that Jason did as a baby?
No, it wasn't a series. You're talking about a.
I thought there were two. There was at least two.
No, he did one as a baby. When they got older and was a toddler, and it was Jason's first comic vault, which is
okay.
a vault and had the vault logo. Okay, so anyway, so Vault spins off. And it becomes the Comic Vault. But we're talking about new comic reviews,
We're talking
right?
about new weekly comic reviews.
New weekly comic reviews. Okay, so, it even predates Comic Book Late Night.
I thought it did.
It does, because I was reviewing comics for a comic shop.
Yes.
And
yes.
I forgot all about that. And that was comics. It had a real generic title. It was like Comics Weekend Review or something. You know, there's a show before that.
Yeah, I thought there was.
You know what it is?
What is it?
You were on it.
Was
you were on it as a guest a couple times. It was me and Manos most of the time. It was
it was the
semi-monthly pull. That was the
pull.
very first iteration of new comic.
I think every single episode I was in for that.
Isn't it interesting that now it's monthly?
Yeah.
We've gone full circle with it.
I think every single episode of that I was in, Secret Six was one of my picks.
Yeah.
Also, Batman Odyssey 1 was one of my picks, and that's great.
That's great.
Okay, so we've got semi-monthly poll.
I had a Spawn comic in one, and you guys were all like, oh, what?
And I mean, that would happen again now.
Now that I've reviewed that in Spawn year, I can't believe I picked that.
Oh, yeah, because that was that Jim Downing stuff.
It was an okay issue. It was just before Jim Downing.
So, semi-monthly poll.
No, I'm sorry. No, it was well into Jim Downing, wasn't it?
I believe... This is me stretching my brain.
No, it was McFarlane's. It was part of the beginning of McFarlane finally coming back, and I can't remember who was drawing it right then. But they started making it look more like it did toward the beginning, and it had like the big words and stuff, and then
I feel like at least
it was just after Jim Downing gets the costume. I was thinking that wrong. We're like around.
I want to say it's the issue where he goes on the talk show. I want to say that's the issue.
It's before that.
Okay.
I'm almost positive.
Okay, because I remember you talking about the talk show.
No, it was just after Jim Downing first becomes Spawn.
Okay.
And it was like a few after 185. It was like 195 or 7 or something.
So semi-monthly poll.
Because the talk show stuff is Krasinski and all that, isn't it?
I don't know.
It's blurring together at this point.
I don't know.
Yeah. And it's sad. They brought him back into it.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I mean, I love Krasinski, but he's got to be so sick of drawing that book.
So semi-monthly poll, Comics Weekend Review, or whatever it was called.
Whatever that was, yeah.
Comic Late Night.
Late Night spins off into the Vault, but as far as new comic reviews go, after that, it was... Is that when we get to new acquisitions, or is there even something in between?
I think that is when you get to new acquisitions.
So it's new acquisitions, and
this
then,
is hard. No, with my pinky.
Right. No.
Sorry.
I
can't do what you're doing. But having 3 fingers and a pinky, is that difficult for you, or is that just me? Is that like the Spock?
No, that's obnoxious.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's no fun.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm just gonna pop my fingers. Okay, so you have new acquisitions, and then it jumps back and forth between new acquisitions and rapid fire at some point.
Rapid fire, yes.
I don't know the chronology of some of this, but we get a place in there where Dan and I start doing them live, and I want to say is it live new acquisitions, or is it...
I think it was live new acquisitions.
I think we kept new acquisitions title.
Yeah, maybe.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Because
you and Dan also start doing the thing where you review an arc right after it finishes.
Yeah. But that doesn't really count. We're just talking about new issues when they come out. Okay, so then we have... after that it gets real dicey, because we kind of jump back and forth with things. But we... Because it goes back to new acquisitions.
Do I count that as a 7?
No, I wouldn't do that, because we're trying to figure out the names of it all. And then at some point I start doing, and this was real brief, but I was doing the number 1 show for a while.
Yeah.
Which I love, and I would so love to go back and do. I like it. Actually, that was the most fun thing.
Do we count the number 1 show?
You have to.
The number 1 show created our favorite character that's never appeared on Geekvolution.
No. He existed well before the number 1 show.
Did he?
The number 1 show is only a couple years old.
Okay.
That's recent. No, the number 1 guy goes back to when I was working at that old comic shop.
Okay.
That was a phone conversation we had way back in 2011 or 12. I wasn't even in his house yet.
Yeah, because I'm still living with my parents at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long time. Jeez.
This guy was obsessed with only getting number ones, and he wouldn't read past number ones. He's like, it's a number one!
And you had a specific voice, and mine was kind of John Wayne-y.
And we were thinking about making him a character in a late-night talk show.
Yes. Yeah, who only reviewed number ones and didn't keep reading comics after number ones and hated number twos.
No, that guy should come up in a Spawnier sequel.
Yeah.
Like, he would be great for one of those.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I can get him into Batman year or something. I don't know, but anyways, and then
it'll be in Bond year when you finally get to Bond year.
Comic Book Late Night came back as just a new review show with me and Lo.
Right.
And now we have the Pull Party.
9.
So it's at least 9.
It's at least 9.
I can't believe how many.
If you guys can go back and check our work on that.
There may be 1 or 2 more that we don't even know about. Is it my turn?
Yes.
39 minutes left on the clock. So Eric showed me something. This should be one of Eric's. But he showed me something that I love so much I had to bring it up, and he decided not to put this
Well, it's funny because I showed it to you and I just completely forgot that I showed it to you.
So there's this nutso guy. I love this guy. It's the funniest thing in the world. Why would you do this? I also love the name of the city he lives in.
What's the name of the city he lives in?
Moscow? In Idaho. So this guy's name is Ryan Beitz. Beitz. And I'm going to read part of this article because one of the things I love about the story is just the article and the way this person wrote this article. Anyway, okay, so this is from Daily Mail.
Stop us if you've heard this already.
This is from you can fast forward whatever. You got the power.
If you know about Ryan Beitz already.
If you know about Ryan Beitz, okay,
from Moscow?
Stop us if you've heard that. Moscow. Like Moscow.
Yeah, okay. I thought you pronounced it weird the first time.
No, it's Moscow.
Okay, Moscow.
Did I pronounce
if you know Ryan Beitz from
Boy, if I've had enough tea in me, I just get crazy.
If you know Ryan Beitz from Moscow. You can fast forward.
So, let me just read the blurb at the beginning of this in telling people what we're talking about. He can't let his collection drop below 50. Man makes it his life's mission to collect every VHS of Keanu Reeves' films Speed. Okay, so Eric and I have conversations a lot about collections, and this is probably how this came up. Where Eric likes to complain about people collecting things that are not in his mind, in his estimation, real collections because they're too easy. There's too few of them.
Someone came into my store and said they were collecting all the My Chemical Romance albums. There's 4 of them.
Yeah, he's like, does that count as a collection? Technically, it is the dictionary definition of the term. It's a collection. It's a grouping of things. He gets them all. It's a collection, and you don't have to have everything to count it as a collection. But anyway, this is an argument.
Standards.
This is a thing we talk about a lot. So this is a thing I never heard of before. A guy collecting.
And I don't believe I have collections because I don't collect things. I own a library of DVDs and comic books.
Yeah,
I don't collect.
But he collects them to read. He doesn't think about like.
I don't have that collector mentality.
Yeah, you don't have to have everything of something, and you're not that concerned about what shape it's in.
And I buy things.
I don't mean that you don't take care of your stuff, but you're not like I have one to collect and one to read, that kind of thing.
And I buy things that I've never read, but I buy them because I intend to read them. One day I'm going to read Walt Simonson's Thor. See, I've got the omnibus.
See, okay, so the difference between me as a book buyer and me as a comic buyer is I collect comics. I will buy comics and never read them, and sometimes be okay with that because I bought it more to collect than to read. I like to read everything, but I own too much.
Mm-hmm. How's the X-Men reading going?
I will a little slow, and as I'm getting older, it feels a lot slower. But
as you get more books,
when I buy actual books, it's always with the intention to read, and I end up with way too many, and I never get to them all. But I don't collect books. I buy books to read.
See, the way you have books is how I see my comics and my movies.
But anyway, so this is a thing I'd never heard of before. A guy collecting all of the same thing, the exact same thing. He has to own as many copies of Speed on VHS.
And if you look this up, there are pictures.
There are pictures. I will put a link in. If I forget the link, somebody tell me. I will try to remember to put the link in. And so he goes everywhere, and he just looks for VHS
He has a bus that like a van that he's remodeling to look like the bus in Speed. It is full of Speed VHSs.
Yeah, I'd like to read some excerpts of this, if I may. He has so far amassed a collection of over 500 VHS copies of the 1994 blockbuster. He also has 26 DVDs in his collection, which he uses to give people in exchange for a tape. His mission, which he calls the World Speed Project, began one Christmas when the film fanatic had no money and was looking for cheap presents. And then I'm looking past some of these pictures. Mr. Bites went to a pawn shop which had 6 copies. The film, which is we all know what Speed is. He says the purchase, which made him realize it was really fascinating to own a lot of the same item, and made him want to buy more. He later bought 30 more VHS tapes in one go from a different pawn shop for around 11 cents a copy. What really cemented it was when this is a direct quote, was when I went down to another pawn shop and they had 30 copies, and I said, I'll take them. I'll take them all. He doesn't take care of these at all. He just has them strewn all over the place.
And he doesn't count them?
He puts them in the back of a 15-passenger van. He's planning on touring the country to search for more VHS copies. Let's see. This gets better. It gets better. The film fan acknowledges his hobby is almost impossible to complete, and he doesn't want to spend all of his money on the project. He added, I don't want to spend money on this. If a copy is more than $4, I'll just steal it.
But I'll leave a DVD in its place.
But that's not going to make me stop. That'd be the same as some...
Watch out, there's fries there.
But that's not Dave Fraser. But that's not gonna make me stop. That'd be the same as somebody saying, like, it's impossible to make the world a good place, so I'm not gonna try. It's just like that. It's the same thing. If the idea is awesome, I'm just gonna devote myself to it regardless. But if it's more than $4, I'll steal it. This guy. Oh my God.
He doesn't count them.
He will then use his vehicle to take his collection on a tour of numerous collectors and county fairs in an attempt to snap up every copy. The man has now started a Kickstarter campaign to fund his bus conversion.
I also know people that know about this and are intentionally holding on to copies of Speed so he can never have all of them.
Currently, the collection is at over 500 copies. We haven't counted in a while. It's boring. And he doesn't care how many he has. It's not interesting to him to know that. It is unclear whether he has any plans to buy up every copy of Speed 2 Cruise Control. This is the greatest article of all time.
It's pretty great.
Okay, what's your next thing? By the way, I have dinosaur socks. Do these socks go with these pants? They kind of do.
I thought they were Venus flytraps or something more.
Oh, really? No, they're dinosaurs. What? They're dinosaurs.
I see that. It's because you can't see an eye.
I also have, and you know what? I have question mark socks to go with these pants, but I'm just not wearing them right now. I want more goofy socks.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's the thing I've never cared about.
Me neither until I got these, and now I want more. I want more, sir. Go ahead.
Characters we love but don't actually like reading about.
God, now you got it. That sounds like a good GNN topic. What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Characters.
I can skip number 5. Number 5's a good one.
No.
Because I don't think we got much time left.
We'll do this. No, we're good.
Okay.
Dude, I want to talk about the speed guy. No, we have half an hour.
Oh, do we have half an hour?
Yeah, fuck you, we're good.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Characters. Do you have any on the top of your head? Why don't you get it started? Why don't you kick it off?
I love Power Girl. Never
Do you
read a
really?
Power Girl comic. Yeah. I love Power Girl. She's the best Supergirl than Supergirl.
You just don't get excited to read.
You know, at some point, they recently, I say recently, it was like 2 years ago, and I was like, I'm going to buy that at some point. Jimmy Palmiotti had a run with his wife, whose name is escaping me. They had a run that was pretty well received. I'd like to read that. Yeah, I like Power Girl.
I'm not coming up with any great
as a red-blooded
answers right
male,
off.
I love Power Girl, but like I like Power Girl. Oh man, if I could meet a girl that would dress up as Power Girl, like I'm just gonna get married right there.
Oh,
that is the top, the tippy top of standards for girls.
Yeah, but then there's too many assumptions that are made. Like it's the most obvious thing. It's like, oh well, she must be real promiscuous. She dressed up like Power Girl. Like I don't know.
No, she can wear it just for me. I don't care.
Wow, I'm blanking.
I've also got this. I mean, this doesn't exactly count. Well, I guess it's 2.
Here's the thing. I think I used to have this with more characters, and I've just broadened my horizons. I used to have that with Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care to read anything Star Wars.
I have this with both Guy Gardner and Kyle Rayner. Guy Gardner's because, but Guy Gardner specifically comes from Justice League International. I love Kyle, and I love Wally West. I barely read either of their books, but I love both of those characters.
Martian Manhunter.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I always talk about how much I love that character. It's all screen.
Yep.
Like it's cool when he shows up in things. I don't rush out to get Martian Manhunter things.
Yeah, Martian Manhunter had an ongoing.
Well, are you talking about the 52 one? Because it almost doesn't count. I mean, it's just
Does it almost not count?
I tried it. I didn't like it at
all.
all.
Well, at least you tried it.
Yeah. I reviewed the first issue on in a blog I used to. I didn't like it. But yeah, I mean to be fair, like he's usually in team things.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't often get his own stuff.
So you were talking specifically comics with this whole thing, right?
Yeah, I guess other things count too. I mean, I was thinking comics. What else you got?
I don't know. Nothing. I was just I mean, I have it more with properties. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have to really I have to really force myself to read a Star Trek novel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you watched all of Star Trek. Like, that hardly counts as this.
No, I guess that's true.
Although, if that one guy that you love...
But there's just some things It's similar, though, because there are some things that I really like in prose that I don't... Or that I like in one medium that I don't care as much about in another medium.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's the reason the Martian Manhunter thing is there to some degree, so I guess I made that correlation. I don't know.
Yeah.
What were you there?
Well, I was going to say, if, like, that one guy you like from... Is it the Mock Time? A Matter of Time?
Yeah.
It is Mock Time.
No, Matter of Time. Mock Time's TOS.
Okay. A Matter of Time.
Did we show you Mock Time?
No. I don't think so.
Pond Farm?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, we did watch that.
You've seen a Mock Time.
Yes, I have seen a Mock Time.
Mock Time's great.
A Matter of Time.
Right.
If that
Berlin-Hoff Rasmussen.
If Berlin-Hoff Rasmussen got a novel and you didn't read it, I think it might apply to that.
Oh no, I would rush out. You have no idea. I wanted him to be an Enterprise so bad because he comes from the 22nd century.
Right.
It is nuts that we didn't do that episode.
You know, to be fair,
Furrer.
I think to some extent you got this, less so now, but maybe a couple of years ago with both Thanos and Galactus.
Yeah, that's true. And I was like this with Silver Surfer for the longest time.
Mm.
And I mean, I'm not a big Silver Surfer fan before I'm a Galactus fan. Isn't that weird? I love Galactus.
Silver Surfer's weird. I'm sure I've talked about this before. I love Silver Surfer because when I was younger,
No, you're definitely right about Galactus, though. I mean, I'm
Someone asked me on Twitter
about Thanos, yeah.
Somebody asked me on Twitter what I think the best Galactus story is, and I was like,
the original?
The Galactus trilogy, and maybe that Thor story that Fraction did. Like, I haven't read a lot of Galactus.
I mean, I'm really enjoying Lifebringer stuff.
Yeah. What do you got? Oh wait, I was telling my story about Silver Surfer real quick. So when I was a kid, I got all of my uncle's DC comics because he decided he didn't like DC anymore because they sucked and they're pussies. So he gives me all of his DC comics, which is how I read Death of Superman, Nightfall, and pretty much nothing else. Like I got other. It's also how I'm introduced to Green Lantern. But he also gives me a bunch of duplicates, and he was a big Silver Surfer guy. He owns all of the 80s to 90s Silver Surfer, except for 2 issues. He's missing 2. But he has that whole series. He used to have them on his wall, like, displayed. It was cool. But he loved Silver Surfer, and he had a bunch of duplicates of Silver Surfer issues, so I got a bunch of those. So I read Silver Surfer as a kid, and it's like, I like Silver Surfer, but man, all of that is mostly left me at this point. Like, I have images, like, I can remember certain things, but, like, I can't call myself a Silver Surfer fan, because I don't remember any of that stuff, really. I don't know. That's my Silver Surfer story.
Yeah, it's like, Social Fur always got in the way. I had to read him to get to Galactus.
And I've never really cared about Galactus. I like Silver Surfer. He's cool.
Okay, so it's my turn.
Scope. Yeah.
I had a pin.
Is it a game?
I had a pin. There's a pencil here.
Is this like an egg hatch challenge?
I totally got... they don't know what you're talking about
No, they don't.
right now. Let me grab a pen. I swear to God I got one out.
I'm eating a French fry. Nobody yell at me. I know you guys hate when I eat.
Yeah, I thought of that too when I was having some French fry. I'm not going to eat any more of those. Those got stale on
I
me.
just ate one.
Yeah. It wasn't gross.
Yeah.
Okay, so
French fries are unrecoverable.
we're gonna do some Buffy Mad Libs.
Oh, is that what we're gonna do?
We're gonna do some Buffy Mad Libs. That's my next thing, Eric.
Do I get to read the
Should
things,
we
or do you
pick
get to
a-
read the things?
No, I want to read the things.
Okay.
Do you want?
You're a better reader than me.
Do you want to say things? Let's see. Do you want to pick one, or should we do it at random?
Let's do it at random.
Okay.
That's why all these Mad Libs are here.
Tell me. No, they were just there.
Okay.
But this one I did hide under there, so you wouldn't know it was there.
I hid the Mad Libs under all of the other
I
Mad
did.
Libs. You wouldn't know Mad Libs were there.
Well, I didn't want. Well, because you might have noticed that it was there when it wasn't there before. Oh, I know what we're doing. See, you might be good at regular chess. I'm good at real life chess. All right, tell me to stop.
Stop.
Okay, we are doing Welcome to Sunnydale.
Oh,
Okay.
is this that speech that Cordelia runs through about, like, what do you like? Okay.
Nope. It's just like telling you about Sunnydale. Okay, so we need a plural noun, Eric.
Eggs.
Eggs. Yes, indeed. And then we need an adjective.
Crimson?
That's good. Wow, that's good. Okay, then we need a part of the body.
Leg.
Mm-hmm. And a verb ending in ing.
Frolicking.
Can't argue with that. Number.
752.
752. And a plural noun.
Tinker Toys.
Got one! And a verb ending in ing. Another one.
Vibrating.
Did you say vibrating?
Vibrating.
Vibrating.
That could get dicey.
It
Get
could.
questioning where that goes.
It sure
I was
could.
thinking like Flash, but
Plural noun.
I'm
I'm thinking about good vibration. Plural noun. Any plural noun.
fries.
Need you to name some shit. Okay, fries. Not hard. Any shit will do. Noun. One piece of shit.
Is this now? Or are you
Yes,
actually
right
saying
now.
a noun?
A noun. Excuse
Okay.
me.
Okay.
A
Sorry.
noun.
Sorry. Flapjack. I'm just going with foods, I guess. I'm just doing foods.
Okay,
Foods are the
now-
only nouns I know.
Now don't hurt yourself. But the last one is another plural noun.
Flowers.
Flowers. All right, you ready?
Sure.
Here we go. All right. Welcome to Sunnydale. Dear visitor, get ready to soak up the sights and eggs of California's most crimson town, Sunnydale. We have the unique distinction of being built on top of a hell leg. That's right. There's a portal that connects the demonic underworld with ours, frolicking right beneath our high school. What other town can boast having 752 cemeteries that are yours to explore with extreme caution? Our bustling nightlife is loaded with tinker toys. You could say that's when Sunnydale's undead really come alive. Amble down a foreboding street, or any street for that matter, and you're sure to encounter a life-vibrating situation with one of our homegrown fries. In the mood for some live music? Check out our soul club, the Flapjack.
That's not a bad name for a club.
No, but well, that's the thing. It's like, no, don't go to Denny's or IHOP afterwards. We just got the shit already there for you to eat to soak up the alcohol. Where you'll get taken hostage by good times and sometimes vampires. If you make it until morning, count your flowers. Then count your change and use it for some caffeine at the espresso pump. Have a wonderful and stay alive-y visit. Okay, well, that could have been funnier, but it wasn't the worst thing. I liked 752 Cemeteries. That's pretty good. All right, what's the next thing we're doing here?
Is this 4?
What happens next? Yeah, I jumped around a little bit on mine, but 19 minutes.
Oh, I see.
Remaining.
Remaining?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We got a little time.
Oh, yeah, we're not going to have any problem both making it to 5.
No, we're not. No, you were rushing it, man. I'm taking my time.
How much of your novel is just notes for you?
How much of my novel is just notes? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Just notes for me? You
I mean, like
about the food stuff, or?
I mean, like Todd McFarlane's script for Spawn is like 100-page just notes for him. How many pages of your novel is just notes for you?
Well, you see, the difference is you need notes sometimes for yourself when it's going to be part of a larger piece. Mine is actually meant to be read in the first place. So, if I pad out a novel, everyone will know. If McFarlane pads out a script, he should be the only person that knows, but feels the need to brag about it like a weirdo.
200 pages, but like 100 of that is just for me.
Nobody talks.
So say you wrote a 100-page script. Be honest.
Yeah, like some of the. That's so weird. I mean, I get what he's saying. He's saying like, I'm being more meticulous about the notes about what the visuals are supposed to look like than most people would on a script. Now, some people would just say, well, okay, so you wrote it wrong. But, like, I get what he's getting at if he wants to say, like, I'm a really visual guy, and this is going to be mostly visual storytelling, and if he says there's a lot less dialogue than there is visuals of what is actually happening, the thing is, I have a little experience reading his comics. Just a tiny bit. And that's not what he does.
About the average amount of experience reading Todd McFarlane comics, would you say?
Yeah, there's an episode of Spawn here where I go off complaining about how there are these wonderful full-page or two-page spreads or just panels that tell you everything you need to know with the way the shot is composed. And then he feels the need to put in text explaining it to you. So there's this bit with somewhere in like the 40s or 50s, I think, of the Spawn numbering, where you have Jason Wynn sitting in an office, and there's all this black space, and so of course like it's really foreboding, and it feels like it goes off forever, and he seems like, you know, kind of the king of his castle. And
it's a Frank Miller page.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you know what he puts in the black space? Text telling you about how the blackness goes on forever. You don't need any of that. I mean, it just goes on and on. So, in his comics, he's already writing notes that are just for him.
Well, and he wants to direct the movie.
The answer to your question
sounds
is,
like...
God, I hope not. I hope that's not what I did with my novel.
It almost sounds like... Because he wants to direct it, it almost sounds like he... like he might forget what he wrote. Like he's like... Wait, what was it that I wanted to look like?
Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, by the time he finally directs it, it's going to be...
I've written it like 8 years ago.
Yeah, well, I was going to say he'll be in a wheelchair and being fed intravenously.
You know what's going to be real weird? When Spawn the animation finally comes out after Mark Hamill passes away.
Yeah. That'll be why they finally get it out.
We put it out as a tribute to Mark Hamill.
Yeah. It's like and his final posthumous performance is Twitch. Yeah, okay.
You all know and love him as you. Well, you don't, but you will.
I'm sure there's some extraneous shit I can cut from my book.
Well, I mean that's what revision's for.
Yeah. You know, I'm past 100,000.
But that was
now.
McFarlane's like final draft, wasn't it? Like that wasn't draft 1.
Yeah, and it was just weird when he bragged about it. Like it was almost like he was playing to an absurd page count, where it was like, I'm finally at 200 pages, and he would talk about...
He has the best pages, he's the biggest pages. He writes on pages that are like this big.
And
You wouldn't believe how big my pages are!
Nobody makes a page like me!
Meanwhile, the font is like this big.
And the sharper image is the only place
Yeah.
where you can buy them.
Oh my god, if Spawn was sold only the sharper image. That sounds like a McFarlane move, too.
It totally does, yeah. McFarlane Steaks?
Oh, he would do that? He would do that in a heartbeat. We have had conversations before about how much Todd McFarlane and Donald Trump would get along because they have very similar mental states.
Or maybe that's why they wouldn't.
Yeah, maybe they wouldn't get along. They're very similar people.
They would just try to one up you. Well,
they just keep lying!
Someday I'll release my comic book. You just wait till you see my comic book.
Yeah, because like it would be like well, my company is one of the richest companies in the whole world, and then Todd McFarlane would be like, well, my comic
I bought
book,
a very important baseball.
my comic book is one of the best selling comic books
of all time.
Yeah, of all time. It's one of the.
We're not lying yet.
Yeah,
we're not lying yet. When do the lies start happening? That's why Donald Trump would be like, well, you haven't read my comic book. No one draws a comic book like I do.
Well, yeah. You draw the comics, but have you tried writing one of those things? Like, that's a really deep pull to what.
Pardon me.
Todd McFarlane said to Robert Kirkman. Robert Kirkman asked him why he doesn't write more comics, and his response, well, first he shamed him, then realized he was speaking to Robert Kirkman, and then he said, oh yeah, you write them, but have you ever tried drawing one of those things?
So, Eric, you know what I hate? I hate relative talent. It's almost like the same thing as thinking you sound really good singing in the shower, and then you go sing for other people, and you're like, oh, holy crap, I can't, actually sing. I'm really good at fighting games till I leave my house and go play somebody else
Is
games.
this 0.5? Okay.
It is. Well, 0.4. But,
yeah,
there are things I thought I was good at, and then I go do them at other places, and I'm horrible at them.
Well, you know what's the worst for that? Just the internet. Because no matter how good you think you are specifically at a video game,
yeah,
you will find someone that's like, yeah, I beat it in 2 hours with my hands tied behind my back, playing just with my teeth, and you're like, well, Jesus Christ!
I became a
I didn't even know you could play Glover like that.
And then you find out the game you was playing was Heavy Rain, and you're not as impressed anymore.
Well, no, I already said it was Glover.
You're like, oh. I don't know what that game is.
Glover is a game where you play as a glove that walks around with a ball that looks suspiciously like the Pixar ball.
Oh, okay.
And you can walk on it, it rolls,
Sorry
and you can
on your joke. I just
throw it over things. I don't know. I had Glover for the PC. It was a 64 game. I assumed you knew of it.
Now that you describe it, I feel like I've seen an image of it, but I didn't know that's what it was called.
Yeah, it's called Glover.
It's
about a glove.
Yeah. It sounds like it's easier to play. I Am Bread.
It's more platformy.
Okay.
What sucks is you have to throw the ball to complete
It's not so puzzly.
No, it is puzzly.
Okay.
But it's with the ball, you figure out where you throw the ball, but then the ball's there and you got to go get the ball. It's probably not a good game, but I enjoyed playing. I never beat level 1.
Well, we'll have to get it and play it.
Yeah, we've had it at the store before.
Eric and I keep talking about doing more video game videos where we just suck at video games, or I trounce Eric at something so I can feel better about myself because
I don't play video games.
Yeah, I worked on Injustice 2 over a weekend. And went to the bar and just got my ass handed to me. I mean, I played better than I was playing. And as I said earlier, I did beat the girl that runs those tournaments a couple times, so I felt really good about that. And I beat her with characters that she was good with, so I felt good about that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I played another person that works there. I just couldn't get anywhere, and it was terrible. But anyway, I don't know. I feel like the thing is you're comparing yourself to everyone now.
Yeah.
It's not just whoever comes over to your house like it once was. We were kids playing NES games.
We have,
I'm not saying
this could be
the
a good
best at
thing.
everything. I'm just saying like I don't even know
We have completely lost the small pond.
I don't know what I can say. I'm actually excelling at a thing anymore. I don't know what the standard is.
Because like we used to have that thing where you'd be a big fish in a small pond, then you'd go out into the ocean, and you'd realize what it is. You no longer have that sense. You can no longer ever feel like you're good at anything ever, because with 3 clicks you will find people that are a million times better than you, and that's good. You should always have something to strive for.
Yeah, sure.
But boy, does it suck to be like, well, why even try?
And you don't want to have that
I will
attitude.
never be as good as those people.
Well, and I've had this with gameplay videos on the channel before, where sometimes I'm not sure I even want to put it out, because I know that there are people who are getting frustrated because of how long it takes me to get past something, or how often I die or whatever, and I'm like, do I have to be like, I just don't know what the standards are. It's like for people.
You should
to
put a video up of Sarah playing Silver Surfer.
Because she's amazing.
She's amazing.
We're talking the NES Silver Surfer. You die. But should should I be up to a certain level before I can post gameplay even with my comments over it and die over and over again, or is the way I play, especially with something like, when I was doing Arkham Knight, because I like to stop and smell the roses, and I like look around and show you things that you might not stop and actually pay attention to. Is there merit and worth to that? Or and just with the things that I'm saying about it, or should I be a better player because I'm wasting people's time? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, people can jump around. It's like, yeah, it's just there's not really any etiquette for this.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of people that do videos. One of the bigger ones is Game Grumps.
So I just feel like
sometimes they'll have a whole video where it's just them figuring something out, but they're also joking and it's not just about the gameplay. It's about 2 guys, cracking jokes and doing that kind of stuff.
Well, neither's mine, especially if it's a story-driven game. I'll be
because Sonic 06 is like a 36-part video series.
Yeah, I watched a couple of videos of that, and it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They play Goof Troop. Makes me want to play Goof Troop. I played that when I was a kid. You ever play Goof Troop?
No, I don't think I ever played that game.
It's fun. I remember it being fun, and it looked fun when they played it.
Well, we got 8 minutes.
We got 8 minutes, so my last one. Why Hulk not have shirt?
Well, because
his pants stretch. Why not his shirt?
I think the answer to that is because, for a man anyway, he's not considered to have any private parts there. I think that's really the main reason.
See,
he has to have shorts so that.
But here's the thing:
you don't see his unmentionables.
Because that becomes the joke, right? It's because it's only there to cover his private parts, and we all know that. So that becomes the joke. Like, well, why doesn't his pants fall off? If his shirt also grew, you wouldn't hear that as much. I don't think. If he just had clothes and they ripped, you'd be like, yeah, his clothes rip when he grows big.
But it always feels like also his torso gets disproportionately larger than the rest of him.
I mean, that's an artist's problem.
So it just seems like
Lou Ferrigno's a big guy. That shirt could have stayed on him just a little.
Yeah, like it's already heightened and absurd, so it's dumb to make it's unrealistic argument.
Well, and that's the thing that I hate in comics.
But for whatever reason, and maybe I'm just conditioned to this, if somebody turns into a monster or something and their pecs grow, you always just expect the shirt to rip and fall off. Yeah, and the legs never bulge the same way.
Yeah.
But I think that's just so that we'll buy that the pants stay on. Because the pants have to stay on.
Yeah.
Unless you're the Thing and Fan-Tastic.
I hate people bringing that up, especially in narrative. Like, in comic books, when people comment about things like that. Oh, I hate it. I hate that we can't let these things exist in their universe. It's the Batman has to be crazy thing. Well, no, he fucking doesn't.
Okay, but you just brought it up.
I know I did, because it was a joke, and I read a Bendis comic where he talked about it, and I was like, if he just had a shirt, no one would ever mention this.
Yeah.
But it's the Batman being crazy thing, right? Where people are like, well, Batman has to be crazy. He dresses up like a bad, goes around punching people because his parents died. He lives in a world full of people that dress like him, that do things like him. What the fuck are you talking about? He has to be crazy. I hate that. We don't let things exist in their world, and Hulk's pants are like that. Why do we have to comment about it? Why do we have to talk about it? Like, yeah, Hulk wears pants so he's not running around with a schlong going everywhere. Like, just... And we act like we're so smart and clever for thinking of it.
Yeah.
Oh boy, like we're so... I don't know, I don't like it.
Yeah, and there's just some things you can get away with it easier than other things because again, it's already such a heightened world. Like you just when you're a kid looking at that stuff, or even an adult at the time, probably you're not really thinking about it.
No,
like it's just. It feels like a stylistic choice before it's anything.
Well, and some of it is stuff where I'm like, well, I don't actually want the answer to that. Like, some of it is fun things to talk about.
But I was just going to compare it to something like Animorphs, where when we try to noodle it out, it gets goofy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Where, like, we can morph skin-tight clothing. Well, it doesn't have DNA. It's stupid. Like, it doesn't amaze. We just do that so that parents aren't upset about their kids reading about naked kids running around.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's always a thing with shapeshifters is they can morph clothes, even if it's not them. Even if they didn't morph clothes out, they can morph them in. It's Mystique with the cell phone.
Yeah, but it's much worse with Animorphs.
Because they try to give a pseudo-explanation.
Because it doesn't fit the internal logic of how morphing works. They morph because they acquire the DNA of animals.
Mm-hmm.
You can't acquire the DNA of a shirt. How are they morphing
I mean,
that?
you can.
It doesn't make... No, I can't. I don't happen to have that superpower. Much like
superpower.
you don't have the superpower to pull off these pants.
Well, no. Nor the flare. But
I want the Riddler jacket that lights up so bad.
Yeah.
And I found one online. It's like $5,000.
That's a bummer.
But it's awesome. And I would like lose it at the dry cleaners or something. Like,
but yeah, like there's things that we like to talk about in like that's the thing is it's leaked into comics now.
yeah.
It's not fun anymore. Like there are things that's fun. Like how does the thing have sex? Sure, that's fun to kind of think about for 6 seconds. I don't actually want to think about it in universe. Hulk's pants are like that for me.
Yeah. And we're just really concerned about making
It has to be as realistic as possible.
possible.
It's not the real. He turned into a big monster because he's hit by radiation. Like
Yeah,
what?
you want things to be realistic within the context of the piece. So, you can talk about real world things in an allegorical way, or even, a sort of a real world way. But certain things, like I don't need an explanation, for instance, for why Batman is able to see out of pupilless eyes. Like having why I don't need that.
Yeah,
Just have it.
For Frank Miller once complained about the
I don't need it to be in like some kind of explanation of what's inside the helmet. I don't need that.
Yeah, that's just how Superman masks look. Frank Miller once complained about the realism in comics after like Dark Knight Watchmen and all that. He's like, I don't need to see Superman's like sweat under his armpits. Like, I don't need that. And that had to have happened because that's such a specific thing that he's complaining about that it had to have happened somewhere.
Okay, so we don't have enough time to talk about my last thing.
Which
but
last
I will
thing?
Bring it up real quick.
Okay.
And this could be a whole show. Do I have to swear off things I love because people that made them turn out to be bad?
Oh boy.
You and I have been talking about this a lot.
We should make this an extra long episode.
But we're gonna run out of time, and it was like a plan. But I mean, like with the Cosby Show and stuff.
Yep.
It's just
with the Cosby Show.
And
the Cosby, as we've talked about, the Cosby Show is a slightly different situation than certain other things.
Yeah.
Because it comes up in the Cosby Show. When you watch the Cosby Show now, you realize he was making rape jokes the whole time.
Well,
and we just didn't know.
No,
it takes you on the show
in his stand-up, not the Cosby Show.
No. There's that whole. Well, some of it's in the Cosby Show because it's jokes he did on stage.
Yeah. Okay.
But the Sauce episode was the one everyone freaked out about. The special Sauce episode, and the joke he keeps making is that like knocks women out, and like there's a whole thing with that.
It hurts my feelings because that was so much a part of my upbringing and part of my chemical makeup, and like not just how I view the world, but also like morality and right and wrong, and then you and then you find out that you probably did this stuff, and it's hard to know if it's I don't know. It's hard to decide if it's okay to go back and look at that stuff.
And because it's a complicated issue. Because like I don't.
And obviously, case by case to each his own. I'm not gonna give anybody crap for doing.
Well, and I don't have a hard and fast rule for myself.
Yeah.
Because theoretically, in some cases, I feel.
But I feel conflicted for myself.
Yeah. Well, I'm agreeing. Like there are cases where it's like, well, what that person did is horrific. Maybe I shouldn't. Like the two I'm thinking off the top of my head are Woody Allen and Roman Polanski. Woody Allen married an underage girl who was his stepdaughter or something like Woody Allen's real weird. But I like some of Woody Allen's work. Like, can I not like Woody Allen's work? And Roman Polanski raped a minor.
But some of it becomes this peer pressure
But I still like his movies.
Where, at least for what the rest of society seems to be telling you what's okay and not to, is like what gets traction. Because for the longest time, people... I'll finish this statement.
We'll put 5 minutes on the clock.
For the longest time, Eric, people knew about the allegations with Bill Cosby, and it got, like, swept under the rug. And then...
Yeah, apparently it was a big thing in comedian circles.
Yeah.
Like, everybody kind of knew.
And then, and then that comedian does a bit on it, and it gets
Hannibal
traction.
Buress.
Hannibal Buress. Yeah, I couldn't think of his first name. And then that picks up traction. And all of a sudden, he's vilified, and all of the work he did, you're not supposed to want to look at anymore. And the Cosby Show is like $25 everywhere, the whole show. And I'm not saying that I mean, he shouldn't to some degree be vilified for that. I get that. I hate it. I feel horrible about it. But it's but what's interesting about it is people knew about it, or knew at least that there were allegations. Not that there were 50, but knew that there were allegations 2 or 3 years ago. It's bad now because we're talking about it, and it's become a hot button issue. There just seems to maybe be a little bit of a double standard sometimes where. We will if everyone's not talking about it and people aren't being oppressive about it, something like Roman Polanski, I bet a lot of people don't even know about that.
That's true. I mean, there was a big scale in the 70s, but not so much now.
Right, but not necessarily now.
Well, and Roman Polanski's kind of a complicated thing because I don't know if you know this, his wife, his pregnant wife, and their friends were murdered by the Manson family.
Oh wow.
So like with him, I'm like, look, I'm not saying what he did was okay. There's no way that guy's hinged. But I want to say my gut reaction is I want to let pieces stand on for themselves. Who's the guy that did Ender's Game? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Orson Scott Card.
Orson Scott Card. Regardless of whatever Orson Scott Card's politics are. It doesn't affect my...
Doesn't affect the work for you?
Yeah, that doesn't affect my view of Ender's Game.
The problem is with Cosby, it hits too close to home.
And that's because it's in the work.
Yeah.
Now I'm sure Ender's Game, if you went looking for it, you could find some things that are traces of it, but it's not what the piece is.
But it's also just really hard because the more general...
And Cosby's also complicated because he's a moral paragon, or he was played as a moral paragon.
That's what I was going to say is it feels dirty because he was supposed to be America's dad, and look at these things he seems to have done.
Yeah.
And so you go back and you look at that stuff and you don't trust him like you did, and you have to see Huxtable is like a completely fictional character, and I don't know how to do that because it was too much of him. I just find that really hard. Like if somebody else had written the words for him.
Yeah, it's about how much the author
too much of it was him and too much of it was improvised.
It's about how much the author is in the piece, I think, in a lot of things. Both performance-wise and... stand-up comedy gets real dicey, because stand-up comedy is so much you, the person. I think Dennis Miller is one of the finest people on the planet. I don't like him anymore. He used to be a guy that was a very balanced political spectrum, talked about all these different things, and then he became super far one way. And I don't think it's funny anymore. It's not the same thing, but it's not. I can't not go back to his older work and appreciate it because it's still good.
And there are actors that you find out are not nice people.
Yeah, Johnny Depp just had a thing. People still want to go see Pirates.
Yeah,
he just got in trouble for beating up he threw his cell phone at his wife, fiance, something like that.
It doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like Tiger Woods can do anything to completely ruin his career.
Yeah, Michael Jordan too. I mean, Michael Jordan's kind of retired. I think Tiger Woods might be too, but no, athletes get that's a complete other thing. Athletes get to walk most of the time, and their reputations remain.
What do I not know about Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan cheated around on his wife.
Oh, okay.
It was a whole thing a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
or maybe a decade now.
Yeah, but he wasn't beating his wife and stuff.
No,
like
but
that.
I think he might have been hiring prostitutes or something. There was something there. It might have just been infidelity. I don't remember.
Yeah, the violence thing is way worse.
No, absolutely.
Well, that was a can of worms.
Yeah.
But it came to me.
Yeah.
So I put it on my list.
That's something we've been talking about. It's actually come specifically since the Cosby thing. It comes up a lot between us talking about it.
I have never been more devastated about like just a shattering disillusionment about something from my childhood that shaped me so much.
Well, and I mean, I know the two of us. I'm much more cynical. I'm the cynic, but
we have a Mulder-Scully relationship when it comes to cynicism.
It reinforces this feeling I have where the people that are the loudest about how good they are always the worst people. If you're yelling at the rooftops, you are a good person, and this is
you must be hiding something.
Every time, man. Every time. I don't know.
That was a dour note to end on.
I mean, Stan Lee. I'm not saying Stan Lee's like raped and beaten people, but Stan Lee's not the guy that we think he is. He's a little shadier than he wants you to think he is, or at least he was. I mean, now he's 90 something.
He was he was a little yeah. Well, the one thing that he and Bill Cosby have in common is that neither of them can see now. But yeah, he was certainly kind of conniving.
Yeah, not a
little deceptive.
Not that Stan Lee was purporting himself as like a great moral person, but that's a general. I don't know if it's always true. I think it's true enough to be a truism.
He was doing anything illegal, but he certainly wasn't totally fair to people in his office, and he screwed some people.
Yeah,
I think I at least from some things we know with Marvel the Untold Story, I think that's pretty indisputable at this point.
But I don't know. That just
seems sad, and that was somewhat of a disillusionment for me too. You know, you remember a few years ago I did that. What was it, 2 or 3 years ago? I did that Captain's Log where I called Captain Logan's Nightmare. Mm-hmm. You remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
And I wouldn't make that video now. Like, I don't think it would be.
And you haven't even read Marvel the Untold Story
I don't think it would be so devastating for me at this point. I mean, part of it is Stan Lee's getting so up in years. Everybody's kind of just looking at their watches right now. He's not. His biology. He's not going to be with us much longer. But even then, I wouldn't have been surprised. But I had a hard time imagining a world without Stan Lee. Now, having said that, I think part of it is we've lost so many great celebrities lately that I couldn't really imagine the world without. And now I know what the world is like without them. If that makes any sense. After Robin Williams, kind of all bets were off.
Yeah. Well, and
in my mind, and obviously that's a way different kind of situation. But
I have a weird thing with Stan Lee, where like I kind of know who Stan Lee is and who Stan Lee was, but every once in a while, like I think back to like how I felt about him when I was like 12, and like there's something there. There's something in how I used to see him and how he used.
You would have flipped that sign green then.
Yeah.
You know, how you felt about Stan Lee.
Yeah, no, Stan Lee was the coolest guy, and so I don't know. It's interesting, but yeah, so many people are dying. I mean, Roger Moore wasn't big for you, but I'm a big Bond guy, and that was kind of a big thing. Sean Connery will be huge, because he's not too far away from Roger Moore.
And obviously I'm still
age-wise.
reeling about Adam West.
Yeah. I mean, you're still reeling about Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah. It's hard to keep track of everybody at this point.
Yep, David Bowie.
Yeah. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
Patrons, thanks so much
Let's
for watching.
Let's just start listing all the celebrities that have died recently.
This is going to be a really interesting thing. I can't say some of the stuff I'm especially comfortable doing. This is a real new, interesting kind of place for me. But just kind of getting loose and putting ourselves out there like this, and just kind of letting you. This is very much us. Just when we're we're already like pretty raw and loose a lot, but this is us like uncensored, not really thinking about what we're saying. And I can't say I've ever really done this kind of thing on camera before. No,
but these are very much the kinds of conversations we have off camera.
Yeah. Anyway, so hope you enjoyed it, and we will bring you another one. So we're coming back to the channel on a latter half of the month. So this will be the one for these 2 weeks. So you won't get 2 this month, because think of the first 2 weeks as a mulligan. And then we'll come back in July and we'll do 2 of these. And I also want to know from folks if you are interested in my continuing the live chats or not. This could replace those, or we could try to keep doing those monthly. I'm on the fence about it right now. And
did you like this? Were we too loose?
Yeah, and what did you think of this whole thing? Although, that's the point of the show.
No.
So, like you're not gonna hurt our feelings. If you didn't like this, feel free not to continue to watch. But yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching, and we will see you again with more regular videos on Geekvolution, and more of these shortly.
Yeah.
See you later, folks.